Hello there fellow NPCs, I am Carbon Scythe, and today we're getting back into Seeds of Chaos. In the last episode, we had just finished building the, what was it? The demonic lair, or dark lair, or dark sanctum, that's the name of it. Where a bunch of succubus are residing now. Succubus and incubus, and we got to meet their queen, who has all the parts. Let's put it like that. And she, really wants my and Alexia's relationship to grow and be stronger, you know? She's an agent of love, even though she's a demon. And we have the power necessary to take over Reeve Keep now, but I will save that for a little bit, I think, because I want to continue to explore a bit more. So yeah, let's do that, I guess. Let's go. So I already checked, and there is nothing we can do here right now, so we will just go and explore. Unless I'm stupid. No, I bought everything in the last episode. All the fun stuff. And we are here, which means I need to go. Okay, this is the area I'm missing, the gray one. So that's where I need to go. Is it this one? Down here in the corner? Or, yeah, it must be. And it continues over here, so it's not the very edge. So let's go down, unless I was thinking of something up here. Oh right, I wanted to go up here. Let's try that. Is there any hills and forest? Both cost 2. Quarantine mine? Oh, that's bad. The site of an abandoned mine is an eerie one. Rusted ironworks and rotting wood pointing accusingly at the gaping silent holes in the earth. This one, Rowan noticed, had long tapestries covered in scroll trailing down either side of its entrances. Bright red once, but bleached pink by a long exposure to the elements. The spidery vertical script was unfamiliar. Goblin perhaps. Rowan wished he had Clom in handy. Rowan was no scholar of obscure languages and had no idea what the faded tapestries had on them. He had to make a decision. Play it safe and ignore the mine, or try and make use of this valuable resource. Well, I am low level still. And I already have taken a bit of damage, just a little bit. So I think we will ignore it for now. We'll try and see if we can find something. Can find it again later. Better not to risk lives and time upon a suspect hole in the ground, Roman decided. He departed without letting anyone know what he found. So that was a bit unfortunate. So let's go down here to the portcullis, as I call it. So close. Did I make it? I don't think I made it. The demonic tome. Ooh. That's not the one Andras wanted Alexia to read, is it? Rowan. Yes, my love. The hero noticed the nervousness in his wife's tone. Her arms were wrapped around a large bound book that he had never seen before. What's that you have there? It's a book I found in the library. Oh? Truth is, I've had it for a few weeks, but I've been hiding it. You didn't need to hide it, darling. I know. I just didn't know what to do with it. She held the book out and opened it, to show her husband the strange language and illustrated chaos within. I think it might contain some information that could help us, but I have not been able to make any sense of it. I even tried to find another books in the library that might be helpful, but had no luck. What do you think it is? Some sort of history of demons, perhaps? Whatever it is, it might be something we could use against the twins. Suggest she ask Andras for help. Suggest she ask Sarah for help. Tell her it's too risky. What did she actually ask for? Whatever it is, it might be something we could use against the twins. And we are still going to ask them for help. That's interesting. But we'll try it. I guess we'll try it. Suggest you ask Ysera for help. You could try asking Ysera for help. While she may be our captor, she seemed a lot more reasonable than her brother. If she thinks helping you might view her and her cause in a more favorable light, yeah, this is what pretty much my thinking, she might be willing to tell you about the book. Or more about how she is not a forceful person. She is if she wants to be, but she is not going to punch us in the face if we ask her the wrong question, you know. Andras most certainly will. Punch us in the face or shove his schlong down our throat, you know. I guess. She seems nicer, but it feels a little, I guess, cold, calculated. I think there's something else hiding under that facade. I don't trust her. I don't trust her either, but I don't think she'd hurt you. I agree. The twins still want to use me as leverage against you. I guess it is settled then. Okay, but just be careful. The woman gave her husband a kiss and a smile. Don't worry, if I feel things are starting to take a turn for the worse, I'll just leave. You just go about your day as normal so the demons won't suspect anything. Okay, I'll see you later. Love you. Love you too, husband. And when it's very short sentences, the Scottish is difficult to get in. Please enter, Alexia. The door is now unlocked. A red-haired woman entered into a very lavishly decorated room filled with soft cushions and elaborate tapestries. It was a lady's room, albeit one that enjoyed sexual imagery. Its owner sat in one of the two armchairs nearby a small tea table in one of the corners. Hello, Ysera. I came to ask you about this book. She held it out before her, so the demoness could see it. Ysera flashed her a grin. I was wondering when you'd come to see me about that. You weren't expecting anyone else then? No, yes does. But I'm sure that Rowan told you that when I concentrate, I can tell where you and he are thanks to those amulets. Alexia took the other seat at the table somewhat nervously. She watched her host dipping tea leaves into a silver teapot, decorated somewhat explicitly with fornicating demons for several moments. Okay. So, is it your magic that's on these then? She fingered the blue stone dangling from her neck. The magic, cutting, and metalworking. I actually apprenticed as a jeweler for a short time, since I always had a fondness for such trinkets as a child. Those skills have lent themselves well to my enchanting. The demoness ended her dipping and expertly poured out 2 cups of tea. Warping dimensions and imbuing artifacts with new properties are my natural talents. Well, that and the shape-shifting I demonstrated to you before, though my brother has some talents in that as well. What shape-shifting did... Oh, right, because she was a red-headed a girl, but that was over a year ago. So, yeah, not only in-game, but for me as well. She picked up one of the cups along with a saucer and passed it to Alexia. Between the two of us, teleporting and enchanting are my skills alone. Then Ysera brought the cup to her lips and took a deep sip. Trying not to be rude, Alexia took a sip from the cup as well. A shiver ran down her body as the liquid touched her tongue, not because it was cold. The tea was quite a pleasant warmth, but because of the stings it seemed to make her feel. Alexia tried to push those feelings away for now, and instead concentrated on being a good conversation partner. I can't really say that I've got any special talents like that myself. I never imagined myself as being anything but Rowan's wife when growing up. I honed my skills at homemaking during the war and thought of the times I spent with Rowan in happier days. Ysera placed her cup back on the saucer and tapped a finger on the brim with a slight look of annoyance in her eyes. Surely you had some ambition beyond being a simple peasant's wife. The demoness' mismatched eyes looked with Alexia's, seeming to search her deep within her. Oh, a memory. She was dancing. Cute. This is very nice. Ah, that's him! So that's how they met, and I guess she never looked back. A faint memory stirred, then grew and grew. Alexia was spinning while people clapping and cheered around her. A teenage Rowan watched her with a look of amazement in his eyes. Actually, I do remember dancing during a spring festival just before the start of the war. It felt so natural, but no one stopped talking about how amazing it was until Karnas appeared. The red-haired woman felt herself blush and she looked down, breaking Ysera's gaze. That night was the first time that Rowan and Alexia trailed off. Thoughts of the first night with Rowan were now making her feel very aroused and making it difficult to concentrate when combined with the strange effects of the tea was having on her. Yeah, Ysera is putting something in their brews here. I knew that you were destined for something greater. A dancer whose movements, body and face would have drawn spectators from all over the 6 realms. Please show me. Without thinking about it, Alexia stood up and started spinning in the middle of the demoness room. It was exhilarating to dance again. Okay, so it's not an aphrodisiac necessarily, it's a inhibition remover. That is what Greyhide mentioned as well. Forget about the book and leave before it goes any further. What's the fun in that? Stay in the hope of learning about the book. Thoughts of Rowan seemed to melt away, replaced with the images of crowds of people watching her. Then the upper echelons of nobility. Finally, an image dancing before a great queen filled Alexia's mind. Without really knowing what had happened, Alexia discovered that she was naked and sitting on a delicate leg while a pair of warm breasts pushed into her back. Okay. Which means I cannot continue to show this. So I would see you guys real soon. And we're back. Alexia was very happy with what happened. I guess she is a bit drugged up, so she is not in her full faculties. But she did say it felt very different from being with a man. And so if you want to read about that, you have to go to SpicyGaming.net in a week's time and see it for yourself. But now, let's continue. Thank you for joining me today, Alexia. I enjoyed our time together and feel like I gained a great deal from the experience. I hope you found it just as fulfilling. I should get back to Rowan. Thank you for the tea. You're welcome, my sweet girl. I'll send some notes to your room later that will help with the book, for when you can think straight again. End of week report. Yep. Alright, we are receiving morale. Good. Week 13. Hello, darling. Being slaves to demons is kinda surreal when you stop and think about it. I suppose you have the worst of it. Can we talk to anyone? How's your research going? 80, so next week you're done. We have 130, so we're gonna need some more time before we can build more stuff, I think. Yeah, everything is expensive. Is there anything... I was gonna make a short stop here and just read through the different stuff. So I'll see you guys real soon. And we're back, and so I have read through all of them, and I will say that Castle Hall is the one thing I need to build as soon as I can. Because weekly income plus 50, sure, weekly maintenance cost 25, but that means a net plus 25 at least. And so with the tavern I would be having 55 every week, which means I can do everything else much faster too. So the Castle Hall is the first thing I need to save up to. So I got some saving to do. No, we don't need anything more here. Don't need anything from you. Can't get anything from you. No, wrong one. Equipment report. Yes, now we have enough. It would seem, just double checking here. Equipped 26 out of 30. How is that possible? But yeah, there was nothing more there. Equipment report. Benefit, no. Percentage of soldiers is currently equipped. 106%. Not sure what that means. Amount of treasure being made from selling extra equipment. Ooh, that's nice. So we're making 20 because we're selling stuff. Really cool. Plus 25% morale. So that would be more than 1 morale every week. And 4 gold if we sell it as is. But we need that money. And let's see here, what did you say it cost? The amount of treasure being made from selling extra equipment, 20. Yeah. You don't have anything? Nope. You obviously don't because you're worthless. And you have nothing. So we will go back and... Ooh, didn't start the timer. Go and explore a bit more. Now we have it. Good. Can't move around. But yeah, we will continue here and move up here. Possibly walk around. No, we can't pass here either way, so we can only explore up here to the top left. But we have time. We have some time. Let's see what's down here. And this seems to be the very edge. We've been here. So we will be connecting those parts. Ah, here's a path we can walk on. So let's do that. Save a bit of walking. Famine looms. During his travels, Rowan stopped by one of the small farm communities to chat with the locals and hear the latest news. He learned that there was a recent fire in one of the largest Arthdale granaries. Ooh. Goblin arson was blamed for the attacks, but the farmers were mostly concerned with the Baron's action afterwards. Oh no. It seems that he was so desperate to refill the city's food stores that he forced farmers to sell him even their own meager supplies. Combined with a poor harvest last year, there's a very real risk of famine among the peasantry now. The scramble to maintain enough food in the capital and castles has left many of the smaller communities with dangerously low stores. So are they trying to influence me into thinking that what Ysera and Andras is doing is a good thing? Is that what's going on? Ooh, a monastery. Abbess Lancia's Tears. And I got some XP, dude. Does that mean that... No, I need to get 1000 XP to level up. Rowan had been called away at the worst possible moment. He had not wanted to leave the orcs alone. They had about as much self-control as a sailor in a house, and about as much sense. But when Ysera had ordered that he go to the archive immediately in search of some mystical tome that Cleona was after, he had no reason to defy her wishes. To make things worse, the book hadn't even been there, but he wouldn't have to deal with that later. While he had gone to look for the book, the orcs had gone straight to the chapel where they had found the abbey's monks huddled up in fear. Unarmed and more than likely also pacifists, they were no real threat to the orcs, but that hadn't stopped the savages from killing them all. By the time Rowan arrived, their corpses lay strewn across the floor of the chapel, and the orcs were whooping and roaring in triumph. It was a horrible sight for any man to see, but what really disturbed Rowan was the bust of Salancias on the chapel's altar. Blood had sprayed up, covering the statue's chest, but only a few drops had reached her face, creating the illusion that the goddess was crying tears of blood. The whole thing started to make Rowan feel sick, so he left the orcs to their revelment, hoping he'd be able to put the whole thing out of his mind. Okay, nothing near. So, I guess the demons are not that good. Now, let's walk up here. Brigand slavers. Oh. Brigand, I don't know that word really. Rowan heard the group long before they came into view. Many feet, marching out of time, rough laughter and a swearing asides. The rattle and clink of chains, half a dozen men armed with knives, swords and crossbow, marching 20 souls in rags, bound together at the wrists. When he saw Rowan on the road ahead, the leader called a halt with a sharp jerk of his hand. Brigand leader. Yeah, I know you. The big peasant hero from last year, ain't it? Regan or Summit. Regan or Summit. Sounds as if you've been charging us stripes, though. Sad state of this world, huh? He gave the train behind him a lazy eye. A couple of the other brigands looked away, bitterness on their lean, dirty faces. Well, hero lad, we ain't got no quarrel with you. These are different times, when ordinary yaks got to do some hard things in order to stay alive. Reckon a real man or the people would see that, and go about his business, and let us go about ours. That sound about right? The other bandits watched Rowan carefully, hands close to their weapons. The slaves at the head of the train looked at Rowan, hollowed eyes and helpless. Ooh, let's just do a little bit of a saving here. Buy slaves, kill them, take the slaves for yourself. Demand they release the slaves. Yeah, we're trying to be the hero here. You will release those people this instant or I'll kill you where you stand, blackguard. Shame. I was led to believe you were smart. Aye, that's a big failure. Agility, huh? One of the other men suddenly raised his crossbow and fired. Rowan jerked to one side, but could not stop the bolt thudding with a numbing force into shoulder. Soon after, the brigand leader was upon him, foul-smelling and fierce, trying to bear hug him into the point of his dirk. Aye, my! Rowan jumped back, putting some distance between them, only to hiss in pain as he felt the blade slice against his chest. Rowan pulled away long enough to pull out his own blade, and swung it hard and true across his assailant's unguarded throat. With a wet choke, he collapsed into the dirt. Run or face me, cowards. Okay, so we're still winning at least. The other brigands' eyes flicked between the body of their leader and Rowan. The first one, then the rest turned and fled. Rowan searched the corpse pockets, and duly found a key that fitted the shackles of the slaves. I don't know what we'll do, truth be told, master. We were fleeing south from famine when they jumped us. They took what little we had, but anything is better than being at the mercy of men like that. Well, think of something. Thank you so much, Sir Rowan. Thank you. Rowan watched them depart, aglow with chivalric pride. How much pain did I suffer from that? I can't see it! Very annoying. And we are surrounded by a farm. I did not mean to go there, damn it! Can I just... No, I cannot. Not use the arrows. I have to actually move around. So let's go to this winery. During this exploration of the plains of Rosaria, Rowan stumbled on a small private winery and a nearby vineyard. The wine produced in places like these is a local specialty when it comes to alcohol. You won't find a better wine in the Six Realms. These yards usually have stores of their produce from each year, ready to be sold to collectors or those seeking refreshment for special occasions. While the yard itself would be useless to Bloodmean, the stockpile could be distributed to the soldiers and seriously boost the current morale. No, we already encountered this and know that's bullshit. Of course, you can only collect the stockpile once and there will be no saving it with what constitutes the Twins' armies. Raid the winery now, leave it for later. I should have thought of that, that was wasteful on me. And we're done walking. End of week 13. Another visit to Cleona. Oh, what are you doing now? And also, I did check, as I said, I've been experimenting. I said a few times now. And you can completely reject her. And she would be upset. But I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I think the game rewards you, regardless if you do the good or bad thing. Which is kind of different from other games I've been playing so far, where it's you have to choose the right thing in order to get any kind of continuation, basically. You called for me again, Cleona. Is this something you need? Why, your unquestionable and continued support in refining my hypnosis technique. I have just devised a new stratagem that I am 100% confident will let me break your mental barriers, and I could think of no reason to delay testing it. I will admit, I'm a bit excited about what the results might bring. Is this some sort of odd praise? In a way, I simply never knew what my sessions with you will bring. You have proved both capable of mounting considerable resistance against my magic, and willing to let it bring you under. Willing is a bit of a stretch. If you're perfectly able to resist my magic, yet conspicuously fail to do so, what other explanation is there? I'm starting to suspect you're toying with me, Rowan. You enjoy what I'm doing to you, but you're putting in just the right amount of struggle, so I feel like I'm earning your submission, rather than I have it granted to me on a silver plate. That's a bold hypothesis from just 2 sessions. It is, hence why it is a mere suspicion on my part, rather than a straight accusation. Psychology is hardly my forte, and I will not feign expertise where I possess none. But regardless, I do want to once more express my gratitude for your participation in this small project of mine, and with some regret I must inform you it will come to an end today. Within the next few hours I will annihilate your resistance, regardless of its full extent. You weren't kidding about being confident. She flashed him a small, charming smile. Her excitement would be adorable, where the matter not concerned mentally breaking him. Of course not. You forget who you're talking with. You have commendable mental barriers, Rowan, but in the end... Oh! Her thumb went under the straps of her dress. With one swift motion she unhooked the top. Just as her breast came to view, Rowan felt another wave of magic hit him between the eyes. But that also means that I will be seeing you guys real soon. Oh no, that's not good. My mind is actually broken now. Shit. We are back, and that was interesting. She actually broke us, and we couldn't remember anything. But it was always something nagging in the back of our heads. And we had to take charge again. And so she freaked out because we were going to do something bad to her. And she sapped us, it seems. But yeah, if you want to see the entire thing, you have to go over to SpicyGaming.net now, don't you? Now, let's continue. A bolt of pure energy struck him right in the chest, sending him back several meters. He smashed against the nearby table, the impact bringing immeasurable pain. But also clarity of mind. You're cheating! So much for being a good sport. Rowan groaned from the exertion, but somehow managed to get himself back to his feet. He grabbed a broken table leg and aimed it at the sorceress. Best out of 5? Another lightning bolt shattered his impromptu weapon into 1,000 splinters, with several of them embedding themselves in his skin. He hissed in pain, but immediately started to look for something more solid to use. Oh yeah, that's one thing I wanted to point out also. During that scene, the stuff that was happening was actually kind of scary for me as a player. Because, here's the thing. I want to give you guys something to watch, so I might choose to do something. But I was actually afraid of that being the wrong choice in this game. So I had to do something else. I have never felt that I could not... what's it called? Decipher the meaning behind the choices in a game. But this time around it was really difficult to decipher what would happen actually. So we'll see if that was a good or a bad thing. She's very upset with us now. We'll see how it goes. Do not quit, Blackwell. This should not be possible. I have placed you under some of the strongest mental spells known to man. I deprived you of your heroic background. I have used every trick in the book to make you lose yourself to lust. And yet you still defy me. Lightning danced between her fingers, creating an arc that extended in front of her. He really did it this time. One wrong move, and he was a dead man. Was that not what you wanted me to do? To resist you with all your might so you could learn how to break defenses like mine? Yes, and instead you've been obstinate and difficult on every step. This was the only way for you to do your best. Do not try to philosophize yourself out of this, Rowan. I did not want some mystic journey of self-perfection. I wanted results. And I will get them, even if I'll have to break you to do so. She lost it, completely lost it. This was no longer about research, but about her keeping her pride. So what? You lock me in a cage and beat me up till I agree to do your bidding? It worked for the twins, did it not? So in the end, you are no different than them. That made her stop. The lightning in her hands crackled and fading away. Do not dare to compare them to me. I am nothing like them. You're certainly acting like them now. You. Just who do you think you are to pass judgment on me? Someone who beat you in a battle of wills, and who you'd rather murder than have him live to tell the tale. So much for your pride as sorceress. You! Fine. Go. Get out of my sight. I shall re-evaluate the results of today's experiments and inform you of my final judgment at a later date. He narrowed his eyes at her, and she responded with the same. You could see the lighting in her eyes, the boiling, impotent rage. She would find no release for it. Not today. With pleasure. This was the last time Cleona tried to mess with him. Next time they meet, he will make sure she pays for her arrogance. Oh. End of week report. Plus 2.8. Is it right? Good. Ah, yeah, still need 300 XP. And I took a bit of damage. Still no wounds though. Yeah, when the damage is filled to max here, I do not die. I receive a wound that will affect my other stats in some ways. Week 14. Research report. Oh, right, of course. So, Cleona, what have you got for me? In spite of a couple setbacks, I have finished the project. No sooner had Rowan finished skimming the page was Cleona holding another paper to him. Order and chaos. While under a reluctance to let anyone tell him what to do makes teaching him difficult, he is at least willing to listen to basic sense and logic when pressured. This is more than can be said about the orcs. While some progress has been made in drilling them into a proper army, they continue to prove resilient to all forms of discipline, and demand almost constant entertainment, as else they turn into fighting amongst themselves. Together with the Master Andras and Skorred, we Here's my new list of possible avenues to research. History of Rosaria. Unlock Rosaria Realm Reports. Okay. Extra options in dialogue. Bonus plus it. Oh yeah, I do need the XP. So that might be good. Military logistics. Bonus minus 10% orc maintenance. Ah, okay, that's good. Upgrade unlocked Orc Barracks level 3, don't need that yet. Upgrade unlocked Arena level 2, don't need that yet. Opulence, minus 10 Cubi Sorceress maintenance. Upgrade unlocked Castle Hall level 2, don't need that quite yet. Upgrade unlocked Dark Sanctum level 2, we could use that. No, we're still just Dark Sanctum level 0. Finish Diplomacy, Brothel or Tavern. Spy Mission Efficiency, Tavern level 2, Brothel level 2. Perks, Upgrade unlocked, Library level 2, Forge level 2. Ooh. Actually, I do think this one is the most important one in that case. Because we need that XP, I need to level up, damn it. Good luck. I hardly need it. Nassim intro. You wanted to see me? Is there an issue with the renovations? Not exactly. There is a problem, but now with the castle itself. A very nagging problem. Do not speak of me this way, dwarf. The name is Nassim, and you will address me as a researcher Nassim. A high name for Cleona's Pantler, and a low insult from a member of a lowly race. But where are my manners? You must be Master Blackwell, and honored to meet you. Researcher Nassim, I am one of the wizards who work with Cleona on making sense of the castle's extensive and poorly maintained archives. An apprentice of hers then? Master Blackwell, please. My area of expertise includes, though not limited to, earth elemental magic, energy field manipulation, hexes, rune analysis, rune crafting, mental barriers. Oh, is that why she brought him in? Charm countermeasures, divination and anti-divination protection, elf stasis magic, goblin shaman ritual, restorative alchemy with focus on antitoxins, aberrations, and recently, chaos magic and transformations. While it is true that under Mistress Cleona, and consider doing so quite a privilege, apprentice is hardly the proper term here. Rowan sneaked a quick look at Skordred. The head builder had a face of pure marble. Having served who knows how many generations of demon lords, Nassim could hardly be the most stuck-up person he ever got to work with. Quite a portfolio. Usually I wouldn't boast, but... So mind telling me exactly why the two of you are wasting my time? I assure you, Mr. Blackwell, I am no less agog to why Skordred has ordered you here. All I ask of him is to make a small adjustment to his digging schedule, and he's being obstinate. What adjustment, and why? I suppose some context is necessary. As I already mentioned, recently my primary subject of research has been the practical application of chaos magic in the form of transformations, both in inanimate objects and living human beings. And just yesterday I was cataloging the castle's old records with some of the other students. We stumbled upon a truly marvelous discovery. A diary of one of the castle's earlier librarians, and in it, schematics for a special chamber built deep beneath Castle Bloodmean, by the order of the demon lord at Talmath. If the schematics are accurate, and I have every reason to believe them so, Talmath wanted to create a special nexus for gathering chaos energies, one of the few present in Solans. I believe the nexus was indeed finished, and later used to... Well, if the records are accurate, I suppose it will be primarily used for the creation of somewhat grotesque female sex slaves, as Lord Talmath is well known to be quite fond of improbable proportions. Oh, especially around the chest and the backside. He wanted the actual hourglass figure. Big tits and a lot of booty. But according to the schematics, that would only be a fraction of the chamber's true power. If we were to find it and restore it to its former glory, we could progress our understanding of alteration by millennia. Magic almost exclusive to the gods themselves might be within our grasp, Lord Blackwell. Permanent body modifications, grafting functional limbs, chimerism, gender reassignment, therianthropy. Which is why I politely asked for the dwarf to dig it out, and he's being difficult about it. And I keep telling you, I'm not going to dig straight for your fairytale chamber, it's not practical. Fairytale chamber? Might it not exist? Who knows, who wasn't around when I came here? The castle has been destroyed and rebuilt countless times. A large portion of it still remains in ruins. Which is why I have a precise plan on what is getting restored first. If you want us to dig straight to where the Pantler boy is pointing at, I would have to pull people from other jobs, and that's gonna cost us. How does a dwarf fail at digging deep? You know what? Never mind. Just make it happen, you vertically challenged simpleton. I can't progress my research without it. Master Blackwell, I assure you the chamber exists, and that the research boost from it will far outweigh adjusting the renovation schedule. I do believe it does exist, because I have seen some of the galleries, and in the future, let's put it like this, Alexa is going to be well endowed. I'll be the one to judge that, Nassim. Of course. Then, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Blackwell, I'd like to return to my research now. You can find me in the library if you have further questions. I bid you a good day. Charming fella. Has he been causing other trouble? Not that I know of. The master seemed to like him for some reason. He mostly keeps to the library, I think. A small blessing then. I have enough on my plate as it is. Keep me informed, will you? Aye, if it's any consolation, you can just ignore him. That chamber doesn't seem to be that deep in. Well, probably get it in a year anyway. I'm sure he won't mind waiting. And I don't plan to stick around for that long. Oh, we don't actually get to choose. Interesting. Good to know. I'm just going to check how many events we have here. Show event Leona's domination. Ooh, visit Nassim. Oh, that's not what I wanted. It seems to be an actual event. So let's not do that just yet. Nothing here. Just Klamin, Minimin. Nothing there. And how about down here? Nothing here. Nothing here. Something here. And nothing there. What is our army report? 213. We're going to crush Reeve Keep. But yeah, so we have 2 things we can do here. 3 with Nassim, I guess. And yeah, that will be it for today's episode. And so yeah, we have... Oi, it's been an hour. I did not expect that. You saw everything that happened. We have met a couple of new characters. 1 new character, I guess. And we are going to deny him something. In the same way we denied Cleona her satisfaction. Hell yeah. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you, Joseph, for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.